Imagine descending into the deep, dark abyss of the ocean, about to witness one of the most famous shipwrecks in history, the Titanic. But what was meant to be an unforgettable adventure quickly turned into a nightmare. This is the shocking story of the Titan submersible, a vessel designed for deep sea exploration, but it didn't make it back. What really happened down there? Stay with us as we uncover the terrifying truths, hidden secrets, and chilling discoveries about the Titan disaster. Titan submersible tragedy. The Titan submersible was lowered into the North Atlantic Ocean to view the wreckage of the famous unsinkable Titanic. The 5 people inside were trapped in the ocean. This was supposed to be an exciting expedition for them, as they would be experiencing the Titanic wreck at a depth of 3,800 meters for the first time with their own eyes, and also the last time. About 1.5 hours later, contact with Titan was lost. What happened to Titan was unclear at first. For the next 2 days, the world was focused on whether the passengers were alive or not. After 2 days of search operations, the news finally came that the search team had found scattered parts of the Titan, indicating that no one had survived in the submersible. Discovery of Titan's debris. The remote-controlled submersible sent by Pelagi Research Services on June 22, 2023, 3 days after contact with Titan was lost, discovered the Titan debris. Surprisingly, the submersible, which was originally sent to view the Titanic wreck, found its own debris just 1,600 feet away. You will be surprised to learn that 112 years ago, the first-class ticket on the Titanic cost only £150, which is equivalent to $300 today. Passengers on the Titan, however, had paid $5,000 for their tickets. When Titan descended into the dark depths of the Atlantic Ocean, it maintained a connection with the polar prints above for 1.5 hours. Among the 3 tourists aboard were Himesh Harding, a businessman and adventure sports enthusiast from Dubai, and 2 members of a Pakistani family, Shahzada Dawood and his son, Suleiman Dawood. The crew also included Titan's pilot and OceanGate owner, Stockton Rush, as well as Titanic wreck expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet, 77, who had visited the RMS Titanic wreck dozens of times before. After the loss of contact, the US Navy's underwater radars detected an unnatural, strange sound in the sea. This sound sparked curiosity. Was Titan attacked by a marine creature, or was it some kind of SOS signal? The case remained open, and people anxiously awaited answers to their questions. Titan's troubling past. We soon came across an article about Titan's past. In 2018, OceanGate's Director of Operations, David Lockridge, who had worked on Titan, was asked by CEO Stockton Rush to take over the Titan project. However, Lockridge was fired because he had raised many concerns about the safety of Titan. In fact, Titan was a submersible that Stockton Rush had designed and developed himself. Its body was made of carbon fiber, a material that had not been tested or certified for sea expeditions. Titan was an experimental submersible and had not been certified by any regulatory department. David Lockridge repeatedly told OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush that the Titan submersible was unsafe for passengers, but Rush did not agree. Eventually, when Lockridge was fired from his job, he published an engineering report in 2018 explaining how a carbon fiber hull could not safely withstand the pressure at 4,000 meters depth. OceanGate's CEO and David's legal battle continued, with no resolution at the time of the Titan accident. When the report became public after the tragedy, it raised many questions about the submersible's construction, particularly since it was only an experimental submersible. This sparked further concerns. How was it used for underwater tourism? Was there no governing body in the US that regulates such ventures? Meanwhile, another problem arose at OceanGate. Paul-Henri Nargeolet, a crew member aboard the Titan and an expert on the Titanic wreck, was also involved in a lawsuit. His family filed a lawsuit against OceanGate for $1 million. Nargeolet had visited the Titanic wreck live more times, 37, than anyone else in the world, possessing unmatched knowledge of the famous wreck. The lawsuit claimed that OceanGate had hidden its past mistakes, leading to the tragic loss of Nargeolet and other passengers. As pressure from the court and media increased, there was a dire need for a high-level inquiry to determine the cause of the Titan explosion and to identify who was responsible. In response, the Transport Safety Board of Canada and the US Marine Bureau launched a joint investigation into the incident. For the first time, a case was filed regarding the Titan tragedy. New details emerged that had previously been concealed by OceanGate. The investigation revealed that in January 2018, the Titan was fully manufactured and assembled, but the following month, the submersible submersible was subjected to testing. Despite some setbacks, Titan successfully reached a depth of 4,200 meters, where the sea pressure was 6,254 psi, equivalent to the weight of a Lexus car. Testing and standards. After passing the test at 4,200 meters, many believed the carbon fiber hull was safe. However, the investigation found that industry standards require subs to be tested at 1.25 times the maximum depth they can reach. This meant that, since the Titanic wreck is located 3,800 meters below, Titan should have been tested to at least 4,650 meters. Furthermore, in 2019, the pilot installed carbon fiber on Titan's interior, but cracks in the hull were ignored. Investigators also released an animation of the Titan submersible, detailing its journey from launch to explosion. The video, made public on June 16, 2023, showed the interaction between the mothership Polar Prince and Titan. Timeline of events. On June 18, 2023, at 9:00 a.m., Polar Prince departed from the Canadian port. After traveling for 2 days, it reached the location of the Titanic wreck, 3,800 meters deep. At 9:19 a.m., Titan was lowered from Polar Prince. During the journey, Titan intermittently reported its depth and location to Polar Prince. Polar Prince automatically received updates on Titan's location, descent speed, and depth, which were confirmed through messages. At 9:32 a.m., Polar Prince asked, "Have you reached 680 meters?" The Titan pilot confirmed. At 9:36 a.m., Polar Prince asked, "What is your dive payload?" Titan replied, 1676. The messages continued, but at 9:50 a.m., Polar Prince asked, "Do you see Polar Prince on your display?" There was no reply from Titan for the next 20 minutes. At 10:01 a.m., a reply came from Titan, stating that the chat settings had disappeared. Afterward, Paul-Henri Nargeolet took over the chat, stating, "All good here." At 10:08 a.m., Titan was at a depth of 2,744 meters. The crew communicated that they were in the southeast section of Titanic's bow, which was acknowledged by Polar Prince. At 10:41 a.m., Polar Prince requested the location of a Niskin bottle deployment. Titan replied that it was not a Niskin bottle. The Niskin bottle is used to collect ocean floor samples. At 10:47 a.m., when Titan's depth was 3,346 meters, just 454 meters from Titanic, the last message was sent: "Drop to weights." Weights attached to the submersible allow it to descend faster in the water. When these weights are dropped, the submersible slows down. After sending this message, Titan lost contact with Polar Prince and did not respond to further attempts. The truth behind the Titan submersible is more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. How could something so catastrophic happen? And why were the warnings ignored? As investigations unfold and new details emerge, the mystery only deepens. But one question remains: who's to blame? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content on this and other shocking stories. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think really happened to the Titan?